my name's Jonny. I'm founding director of an organisation called Stir to Action, and after that, it sounds like I need to write a business plan. But yeah, so much simpler start. So the original vision of the organisation was to run a publication, a print magazine, and to run educational workshops. So I guess what we did was put that into a bit of a timeline, a bit of a strategy. So what that meant was, originally we started as an online platform. You can go to WordPress and something like $80 a year to set up an online magazine. So that was obviously the most cheapest and accessible way of doing that. We went online and we published 10 issues as if they were print issues for about 18 months. And then we commissioned someone in America who said, do you pay your writers? And we said, no. It's completely voluntary. And they said, well, why don't you do a crowdfunding campaign? So his self-interest basically led to us discovering the fact that you could crowdfund and launch a campaign and get micro-investments from lots of people to support journalism. So we went into some discussions, and it was suggested that we go to Kickstarter, which is obviously a huge American platform, which probably the most famous one that does crowdfunding. We went on there, and after 2 weeks it basically appeared that we were never going to meet our goal. It's an all or nothing platform. So we made a decision to talk to all of the investors so far and say to them, listen, would you migrate all of your support to another platform? So we went to sponsorme.com, which was basically you can take whatever you raise, and we reduced the amount that we were going to raise. And what we did basically was publish a book called Stir Volume 1. This was a selection of online articles and interviews. We originally commissioned about 10 pieces of art to go with that, and off the back of that and the support that we generated through that first crowdfunding campaign, we were able to migrate all of those supporters, probably about 80%, to become subscribers of the magazine, which gave us a bit of a running start. So in April 2013 we published the first issue of Stir magazine, which is just published its 11th issue. And what we've done with crowdfunding is that we've built up a community, a new constituency of investors, and I think it's kind of there's been what's been really interesting for us is that there's been a kind of an identity issue around who invests and who doesn't. Is it people with big pots of money, deep pockets, or is it people who have got 5, 10, 20, 50 pounds in their pocket, and can they support your project, and can you get hundreds of them to do it? And so the original vision, like I said, was to do workshops, but it's not something that we could deliver at the start. We didn't have the capacity, we didn't have the funds. So last October, we went back to a crowdfunding platform, Crowdfunding UK, which supports a lot of kind of social, environmental projects, and we managed to raise £6,500 there. So even though we didn't get all of the money to begin with to be both a print magazine and a workshop provider and educator, we were able to go back. And so again, something like 50% of the crowdfunders from the first campaign gave to that, and then the next 50% were new people that we were managed to draw in and support that campaign. So yeah, we're just about to launch another crowdfunding campaign for a local food takeaway project. And I guess the kind of the story there, the narrative there is that we had to build up a kind of slow, patient form of social capital. So trust. We had to deliver on the project, and when you do crowdfunding, you can exhaust your crowd, you can exhaust your community, and you can ask for money. And if you keep going back every 2 or 3 months, people aren't going to give, and they're not going to repeat their support. But what we were able to do quite strategically was do a project, deliver, reward people, show that we could do that project, that phase of our organisation. Then we said, okay, well, part of our original vision was to deliver workshops and actually educate people, move people beyond print. So the idea was that, of course, you can read a print magazine, learn about co-ops, learn about social enterprise, but what does it actually take to move from, being inspired, being encouraged, to actually have the training to set up a youth co-op, set up a renewable energy co-op, set up your own citizen journalism initiative. So we're able to go a year later, go back and say, listen, You know, we have a fully functioning print magazine, but we think that training and workshops are a really important part of actually moving forward in a social economy and getting more people involved. And yeah, it's been really, really interesting just to get more and more micro investment. I think the average support has been around £50. So it hasn't been, you know, big philanthropists. We haven't had any grant funding, so we haven't had access to the more traditional form of support, and we've been going back to our crowd and back to our community and saying, you know, we've done this, we've proved it, you know, can you support us again? And yeah, it's working.
Great, thank you.